How y'all doing? This is Rod Burnham, aka Preacher Van R&B, in the Snow episode of Retro TV 91. This time I'm reviewing Gotham, Season 4, Episode 5. And what happens on this week's episode, with Bruce Wayne, he finds out that Ra's al Ghul is about to get pardoned from Blackgate because of his immunity is about to kick in, because he's the ruler and having a part of that. So Bruce suits up and goes to Blackgate and is going to try to kill Ra's al Ghul. And he gets to Ra's al Ghul's cell and is about to do it, but he turns around and walks off, and then Ra's al Ghul gets up and says, "You weak child," and chokes him and almost passes him out. And then the guards come and say, "What do you want us to do, Master Al Ghul?" And these are Ra's al Ghul's students that have done, I guess, taken out the guards and started opposing the guards, and they knock Bruce out. So they take him to the basement section of Blackgate. And Ra's al Ghul is telling him how whenever he came out of the Lazarus pit centuries ago and grabbed the knife, he's seen Bruce Wayne killing him. That's Bruce Wayne's role in Ra's al Ghul's life, is to kill Ra's al Ghul and be his heir. And Bruce doesn't want to have nothing to do with it. And then Ra's al Ghul says, "If you don't, I will leave, and I'll leave you alone. And come sometime in the future, whenever you have a wife and children and have forgotten all about me, I will come back and I will slaughter them right in front of your face, just like what happened to your parents." And Bruce Wayne snaps and he turns around and stabs Ra's al Ghul and kills him. Well, Jim Gordon and Alfred come in to see what's happened, and then at the end of the episode, Bruce Wayne's going to throw his prototype bat suit into the fire and quit being a vigilante. And Alfred tells him that he's not doing this, and Alfred's going to take the suit until Bruce Wayne's ready to wear it. And that's all that happened with Bruce. What's happening with Butch? He gets dumped into the swamp because he's been in a coma this whole time since Bob King shot him in the head. And they dump him in this swamp, and some toxin, some chemicals that made him heal is in the swamp. And Butch goes under, and his real name's Sour Skull. And when Butch arises from the swamp, he becomes Solomon Grundy, because in the comics, Sour Skull is Solomon Grundy. Well, Solomon Grundy is walking out of the swamp, and he comes to these guys who are listening to the Solomon Grundy rhyme or whatever. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, yada yada yada, however it goes. And then Butch starts calling himself Solomon Grundy. Now Butch is Solomon Grundy, and he takes these guys' clothes and knocks them out, and then goes to Gotham, where he meets up with Riddler, and Riddler calls him by his name, Butch, and Solomon Grundy says, "You know Grundy?" And the Riddler throughout this whole episode is using Grundy, and is going to start using Grundy for money, because at the end of the episode, Riddler's about to put Grundy in an underground fight club or whatever to get money. And only really other thing that happened was Ra's al Ghul gave some of his essence or power to Barbara King. That's all that really happened. My question for y'all is, now that Ra's al Ghul is dead, what's going to happen with it? As always, Christian on this on that. Thank you, Jesus. It's been an episode of TV 91. See you guys.